Hello, everyone. Welcome to TCOM 408. Dr. Mike here. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I want to begin our discussion about the principle of truth, one of the most important ethical principles, maybe the foundation principle. Now, let me talk a little bit about the virus outbreak, the pandemic. We are surrounded with a bunch of misinformation. It's really important right now that we have news literacy, media literacy. People have to be able to distinguish fact from fiction relating to the coronavirus. There's a lot of really good, solid, accurate information out there in the information ecosystem, but there's also a lot of misinformation about the coronavirus. Did you know fiction spreads much faster than the truth on the internet? So don't let misleading, sensationalized, false information fool you. All it takes is a critical mindset, the ability to ask a few simple questions. Whenever you see any information about anything, especially the pandemic, ask, who's saying this? What's the source? Do I trust them? What proof or evidence do they have? When was this published? Sometimes people will take something from the past and try to pass it off as current. Where else is this being reported? What do other official and other trusted sources say? Why are they saying it? Is there some obvious motive or bias? And finally, do I really believe this? Or do I just want to believe this? These are critical questions to ask. And please always remember, caveat lector. Let the reader beware. Let the reader be skeptical. Otherwise, you'll end up believing just about anything. Now, there's a bunch of crazy information and rumors and theories floating around our society right now. Conspiracy theories, and the internet, of course, amplifies all of these conspiracy theories. What's a conspiracy theory? Well, it's an explanation of an event or situation that usually invokes some sinister conspiracy by powerful actors, often political in motivation, when other explanations are more probable. Is the government covering up evidence of alien landings? Are powerful elites plotting a new world order? Is global warming a hoax? Are vaccines really the government's attempt at mass mind control? Did the Democrats steal the 2020 presidential election from Donald J. Trump? Are chemtrails a threat to the world? Is there a deep state that's out to destroy the conservative movement? Conspiracy theories run rampant in our society right now, whether it's QAnon or a number of other theories that have proven to be dangerous. We all saw in early 2021 the result of lies and misinformation and conspiracy theory. Some people believe we live in a post-truth world right now. A post-truth world. That's a political culture in which debate is framed largely by appeals to emotion. The debate is disconnected sometimes from the truth, from the actual reality. And people operate on their feelings and emotions. This is why we need fact-checking. This is an important function of the media, the news media. Fact-checking, the process of checking that all the facts in a piece of writing, a news article, a speech, etc., that they're all correct and accurate. We can turn back to the Bible for wisdom about the truth. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is one of the first moral lessons that we learned as children, to tell the truth. I'm sure we've all been instructed that honesty is the very best policy. So let's talk about truth and honesty in the world of mass communications. Why is truth so important? Why is it a fundamental cultural norm? So let me talk about the importance of truth and relate it to concepts like trust, respect, credibility, autonomy, and democracy. First, there's an obvious relationship between truth and trust. A commitment to truth builds trust between individuals and between individuals and society's institutions. And it's so important that we have trust in our society. Truth is also related to respect. It's a sign of respect. Commitment to the truth demonstrates respect for people, and people as ends rather than tools just to be manipulated. Respect. Truth is also obviously related to credibility. A lack of truth undermines credibility and believability, both in individuals and in institutions. If you want credibility, you'll have to stick to the truth. Truth is also related to our personal autonomy. A lack of truth undermines the autonomy of individuals. How can you make informed decisions about the directions you want to take in life if you don't have good, accurate information? And of course, truth is an important element in democracy. It's essential in a free and democratic society. If citizens are going to elect representatives, they need to make their decisions based on the truth. Truth is very valued in our society. Perhaps you've heard of the Miltonian ideal, also known as the marketplace of ideas, that we need to value and protect the free and open search for the truth. Milton proposed a very strong argument against censorship. He said that we need to have a free and open marketplace of ideas. This is known as the battlefield of ideas concept. Put all the ideas and theories out there and let them compete for recognition. This is how we're supposed to get to the truth. Now, it's not always easy. There have been very brave people who have challenged the authorities and the current truth. People like Copernicus and Darwin, very brave. Galileo even faced the Roman Inquisition for presenting a truth about the solar system and the universe that was opposed to the Catholic Church. Fortunately, the truth won out in the long run, because the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it, let it loose. Just let it loose. It will defend itself. Now, the commitment to truth is perhaps the most ancient and revered ethical principle of human civilization. That according to Louis Day. Of course, truth is mentioned in the Bible, especially the 9th commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not lie. But we know, of course, that dishonesty is part of human nature. We live in a world of limited truth. It's a world full of deception, misleading information, falsehoods and conspiracy theories and misunderstandings. So we need to talk about deception, a very important concept. Deception interferes with the truth. So what is deception? Well, that's the communication of messages intended to mislead other people, to make them believe what we ourselves do not believe. Now, there's several different types of deception. The most obvious one is just the flat out lie, the falsehood, making up information or giving information that is the opposite or very different from the truth, the bald-faced lie. But another way you can deceive people is through equivocation. Equivocation, that means making an indirect or ambiguous or contradictory statement. On one hand this, and the other hand that. It's hard to find where the truth when people are equivocating. Of course, you can hide the truth, distort the truth through omission, concealments. This means omitting information that's important or relevant, or engaging behavior that helps hide the relevant information. This is when you maybe tell the truth, but not the whole truth. Other types of deception include exaggeration. That's overstatement, stretching it out, the truth to a degree, embellishing. Or, on the other hand, understatement, minimizing or purposely downplaying aspects of the truth, understatement. And of course, there are other forms of deception. Here's a few examples: avoidance, gaslighting, false flag operations, catfishing, and of course, deepfakes. What's filibustering? Well, that's when we avoid the truth. We use delay tactics in an attempt to delay or prevent action or getting at the truth. Gaslighting. You've probably heard of that. That's usually described as an elaborate and insidious technique of deception, psychological manipulation, usually practiced on a single deceiver or gaslighter, on a single victim over an extended period of time. Now, some people will use the term very loosely today and say that any misleading information is a form of gaslighting. The false flag operation, that refers to a political or military act orchestrated in such a way that it appears to have been carried out by a party that's not, in fact, responsible. So you might send your people to start some kind of disturbance and then disguised as the other side and then blame it on them. That's the false flag. Catfishing. I hope you haven't been a victim of this or engage in this practice. Catfishing, of course, that's the process of luring somebody into a relationship by presenting yourself as a fictional online persona. And of course, we now have a scary thing called deep fakes, these phony videos that are put together with artificial intelligence, and they're almost, in some cases, almost impossible to detect a deep fake video. They look very authentic, and they do pose some serious ethical problems that we'll come back to later in the class. So truth is very important, and I think this is an important quotation that we get from the courts. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, truth is very elusive and in danger, especially in the age of social media. There's these giant platforms out there where people can quickly and easily spread misinformation. Lies spread faster on social media than the truth does. People are quicker to repeat and to share something that's wrong than something that's true. So thanks to social media, we're in a truth crisis. So everybody has a responsibility here. Of course, the social media companies have an obligation, but it's up to each one of us to vet the information, especially the information we post as true. Now, the social media companies also have an obligation to vet the information and maybe to flag the information that is suspect or controversial or misleading. All right, that's all I've got in this little introductory lecture about the truth. Next video, we'll talk about truth in the field of journalism. And journalism is supposed to be about the fearless pursuit of the truth. So please take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you soon. So long.